I kept seeing online how people turn digital marketing into a product, but I'm here to tell people that digital marketing is a whole universe. It's a field, just like somebody would say engineering is a field. It's very difficult to productize engineering, right? So it's the same thing with digital marketing. You cannot really productize the digital marketing with a big D. Hello, Priscille again. I'm here on a mission to uh, tell you what's happening in the world of marketing and business with a personal touch. And today's video is about how or why I chose a career in digital marketing. And it happened so quickly. So the story is starting now. So let's go back to 2020. The pandemic hit. Everybody got affected one way or another, others positively and others negatively. I was among the negative people because I felt stuck in the DRC, Congo, Kinshasa, coming from elsewhere. Um, and the idea was if there was no such thing as a pandemic, I'm sure that year my focus would have been taking care of my physical and mental health. Then, as soon as I was healthy enough, I would start to work in order to travel and go pursue either a vocational type of career or vocational type of studies abroad. Think Thailand, think Bali, something like where you're teaching kids English or French, regardless of your study background. At that point, I dropped out of my uni course after my second year, and it was a tough process to get back on my feet from depression, and I was also going through a lot of trauma. And I had been, seeing doctors, uh, therapy, went uh, meh. When they say meh, it wasn't good, it wasn't bad, it didn't really help. But what helped was just isolating myself, not too much, because it was that shock of people that also helped me realize that, hey, you're still alive, you are here, you have to get better, you have to be stronger. So I isolated myself because I couldn't stand people, but because I have a big family, obviously I wasn't always alone. And because of that, I still had some element of social life, but it wasn't easy. I was always in my room, and as soon as I was able to dedicate my time to learning something new, I started learning how to write creatively, writing poetry, writing fiction, writing essays. I started learning writing essays back in 2019, but after I had like gone through the crisis, I stopped. But as soon as like the fog started clearing, I started writing again. I added to essays, I added poetry and fiction. And then I went into learning how to edit text, how to proofread and all of that through online courses, learning from writers, learning from social media. Mind you, I wanted to be isolated from physical contact. And then with the pandemic, social distancing kind of like coincided with me also wanting to social distance for personal reasons. And then I fell in love really with the world of creative writing. And I started making, connections on social media. I started following magazines and publications and reading and submitting my own writing to them. Contests, those are hard to win, but I kept sending my work so that I could improve and one day maybe be a published author. I wrote a few novel drafts. I wrote short stories and sent, essays around, and I even applied to cohorts throughout that time frame up until the end of 2021. So towards the end of 2021, I had received two positive responses to my submissions. One was an application to a cohort internship, and then the other was a submission of an essay to be published in a magazine. So 2022 started off great on a high note with me joining that internship to be an editor as an editorial intern. And that's when I decided that internet and remote work was for me. Now, 2022 was a year that really opened me up to collaborating with others. And I wanted that to be my life. But if we go back a little bit to 2021, I had started my own podcast called the PPS Club. And so I was already collaborating, but because I was like the host, it was mostly like me reaching out to potential guests. And then those who responded yes, they came to my show. I asked questions, they answered, and that was it. So when you do that, you are very proficient, remotely. You shouldn't have a problem getting a remote job. So I was like, what would my next remote job be? It had to be something in marketing because I followed lots of marketers trying to learn how to build my personal brand. Obviously, I had to follow people in marketing, and I took a few courses that were free on Google, the Google Learning platform. And so it was really, that's how I started. And then in the middle of 2022, I got published again by another publication. I got a new job as a marketing assistant. And then it was then that I was sure that I would keep doing this. Like that was going to be my life. Um, I didn't even want to be an entrepreneur at that point. I just wanted to work in digital marketing. So I took courses to learn how to solve problems in the marketing field. You know what I'm saying? For businesses, companies, and myself, because obviously my long-term goal of being a published author was going to require me being good at marketing and selling myself online. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't trying to sell some dreams to people. I wasn't trying to sell people like a six-figure a year lifestyle. It's really not what that was for. What my journey was for, it was just for me to build a life in a world where the world became a village. Um, in a world where I didn't really like physical contact anymore. In a world where I didn't like going out of the house anymore. In a world where going out of the house was like asking me to go in the desert without, water, something like that. It was traumatizing to go out of the house, but I had to sometimes. I still went to the spa, I still went to the supermarket, but it wasn't really something that was easy for me. That time you spend on the road between the house and your destination, I really did enjoy it. And if you're in Kinshasa, you know why there is like lots of traffic, and then there's a lot of people who are just mean on the streets. You know what I'm saying? It's really crazy. But then yeah. So in that world, in that setting, with a pandemic, everybody wearing masks, everybody social distancing, I was like, I have to make this my new lifestyle. It was a lifestyle decision to work remotely. But after my second job, I left in the end of the year of the 2022. 2023 came. I was like, I'm ready to go hunt for a new job. And that was when, man, the challenge was really like getting even like an interview. I thought it was going to be easy because the first two times was easy, but it wasn't. And I was like, okay, maybe I can use the skills I already have because I'm a practitioner. I can use it to become a freelancer, take gigs. I was a fan of the gig economy, and that's what I was, also aiming for. But to do that, I had to register myself as a business in order to be able to be legal on platforms like Upwork and whatnot. So with the little money that I had, I also got money from my parents. I took the chance on myself to register myself as a business, no? So as a business, it would have been easier for me to, take gigs from all over the world. It wouldn't be considered like illegal or trying to evade taxes. But I was also open to taking local gigs, like working for local businesses, local companies. I didn't know many, if any at all, but I was confident that with my international experience, I wouldn't have a problem. I had a friend who was my first client, and in the process of registering my business, I encountered too many challenges that I couldn't have fathomed. I knew it was going to be long and there would be, some struggles with the administrations, with the corrupt ways of, working, but I just didn't know it was going to take such a toll on myself as a person and my business. It took a huge toll because it took more than 3 months to finalize my business registration, and I was completely demoralized, completely discouraged. I missed out on a lot of opportunities, right? And so it discouraged me deeply. But thankfully, I already had a support system, which definitely helped, and I got back on track. So I got back on track, as I was saying. Sorry, there was noise around, so I was waiting for the noise to cut. So when I got back on track around December of 2023, with the help of my support system, after a discouraging 3 months and a half, I was able to work for free in the meantime, right? Working for a local business. So it kept me practicing because, again, it's very important to be a practitioner because when you are in between jobs, if you're not practicing, you'll be made redundant. And so the idea was to keep being a practitioner even in between paying jobs. So I was working for free. I was also learning how to better build my personal brand so that I didn't become obsolete. Kept taking courses, kept learning from creators, kept learning and practicing. And by that time, I had somebody who was interested in my services, and we got into a contract. And so I started working both for free and for a paying client. 2024, I was still a practitioner, and I was uh, trying to also get new clients, but obviously it's never that fast. But once you get clients, you need to have like a system that can get you clients automatically, plus your own content creation, so that you don't have to be actively prospecting, because you still need your strength to deliver on the projects that you're already working on. So if you can't deliver on the projects because you're too busy trying to be a salesperson, it's really difficult. So that's what I learned at that time. So close to May, I decided to start hiring people. I mind you, I wasn't experienced in hiring, but I had to do it because I realized that even if I'm a freelancer, I needed help. Set up a good sales process for our business, and that didn't go well, but it taught me something about what I would do next. Okay, it taught me about what I would do if I were to do it again. And so right now, uh, digital marketing is what I'm doing as a consultant. And so when I saw that my client, for example, was struggling with his own team, I decided, what if I could build a team as part of an agency so that the agency could work for clients who don't have a team, don't know where to start with a team, don't know how to take their marketing off the ground. So I did start my project, my agency project, around May, end of May, 2024. And so I kept seeing online how people turn digital marketing into uh, a product, but I'm here to tell people that digital marketing is a whole universe. It's a field, just like somebody would say engineering is a field. It's very difficult to productize engineering, right? So it's the same thing with digital marketing. You cannot really productize the digital marketing with a big D. But what you can do is pick a niche in digital marketing and focus on that. So I decided to create an agency that would do uh, most of the thing, like 80% of people businesses, digital marketing, and then the remaining stuff I would be helping out businesses and the consultants, because I realized that they could benefit from all that educational baggage and my experience being a practitioner, having worked also for small companies of less than 10 people. So this is how I ended up a digital marketer, because first I started writing out of necessity. Then I decided to write because it would be something I wanted to do long term. And then in order to succeed, I needed to build a brand. So if you are at this level where whatever you're doing, even if it's crocheting, or if you're doing hair and you realize that in order to succeed long term you need digital marketing, then you are right. But what you really need is to build a brand. If you want to build a brand, then uh you can always reach out to me, because I can help with that. Today, after having started building my personal brand, started building my agency, started you know positioning myself as a consultant, I have been able to build a small team so far, and we're still working, we're still growing, and I've kept myself up to date by taking other courses as well, because it's a continuous learning journey for me. And for any business owner, especially the ones whose business has nothing to do with marketing, it's also important to continually learn, because there is no other industry I know of that is as fast paced as digital marketing. If nothing is up to date with you, you will fall behind. So this is not something that you go get a degree and that's it. No, it's something that you have to keep learning. I am a very curious person. I didn't say it in the beginning, but that's where I should have started. Curiosity led me to writing, and it also led me to digital marketing. So being curious in today's world really can get you what you need in order to uh, fuel your passions and find your path. So if this video was helpful in any way, let me know in the comments. And if you need advice, because business and marketing go hand in hand, you cannot learn how to do business without learning how to do marketing. You have to be aware of the importance of marketing for your business, and why you need your business to be online. So with that said, that will be the topic of another video on my personal YouTube channel called Priscille Gets It, uh, which I will link below, because that's where I'll be delving more into these topics of business and marketing with a personal touch. Until then, until my next video, stay savvy, stay learning, and stay curious.